Good evening, folks. If there's anybody out there, how's it going? Just figured there was a lot going on. Figured if anybody wanted to come in and chat about it. Hey, Patty. Kaharad. Is that how you say that? Kaharad? Kaharad? I was wondering. Wasn't sure if I was pronouncing that right or not. Listening while rapping. Yeah, I got some rapping to do too, as a matter of fact. I've got it on the dining room table, but I haven't quite gotten to it yet. Seems like every time I go to town, there's a couple more items added to the pile. Oh, hey, Kathy. Thank you. Judy, how are you doing? AJ. Yeah, happy Christmas to you too. Prairie, how's it going? Let me see if I can bring this guy up this backstage here.
How's it going, David?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
I'm feeling pretty damn snappy right now. This is my first time of having any kind of a remotely close to a panel, and
well, I'm honored to be here.
You're my first guy, and I think it went flawlessly getting you up there. So I'm feeling pretty happy about that.
Right on. I hope everybody's having a good holiday week. I guess we're already at Christmas Eve tomorrow. Isn't it just wild how fast the year goes?
Oh man, what really freaks me out even more is we're almost Christmas Eve, but we're only a week away from 2026.
Right. I just started writing 2025, to be honest.
Yeah, it feels like it. That's for sure. Hey, Scott, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Blessed be the fruit. Dreamscape. Snaketology. Glad you guys can stop in. We're just going to kind of toss it around tonight. I've got one thing I do want to throw out pretty early on here for everybody, but nothing major at this point. Otherwise, just want to kind of go through some of the stuff's been going on and let you guys have a space to air it out a little bit if you need to or want to. And figured White Snake's a good guy to have up here for that, and might have somebody else jump up a little later. I'm not sure. We'll see, and go from there. But so, how's your day, White Snake? Good.
It's been pretty good. We had a little clearing between storms, so got to get a few things done, and then ran down the hill, pick up a couple things for Christmas, and got one more run tomorrow to take care of, and then should be pretty well done with all that nonsense.
So, what'd you get me? I mean, is that are you able to tell me before you send it, or is that a secret?
I'm gonna have to send it, but I hope that it doesn't get lost, because I don't know how much oxygen is going to be in there for it to
drill some holes, man.
I hope they're quick on their deliveries.
Yeah, I hear you. Sky Spy, I did not see Ghost's new video yet. And also Hot Mama. Glad to see you in here. I hope you're doing well. It's been a long time. It feels
definitely.
Like but hope you're doing real well. And I know everybody in here is happy to see you and glad to see you coming in here. I appreciate that immensely. And Britt, welcome to the show. But yeah, I mean, Lisa and I don't do a whole lot as far as Christmas back and forth, with each other. And We just haven't for quite a while. My philosophy is that when we want or need something, we, go get it. And, just recently we both, picked up a couple of items, and I said, "Hey, Merry Christmas." And she said, "Well, thank you." And that's, kind of how it works with us, but I'm going to guess a lot of people do that. David, I've been
Yeah,
watching, been commenting, and thank you. I'm doing fine as I can be. That's awesome, Hot Mama. I appreciate that. Really do. Sincerely.
that's what the other day my kid told me that she doesn't really expect very much because I get her stuff all year round. So she said it's not really necessary.
Yeah. I knew she was a good kid. See, that just
She
proves
is.
it. That just
She
proves it. Sees the world through real eyes.
I guess there's been quite a bit happening. I haven't
man.
really been on the internet the last 24 hours, or I think really about 2 days.
Yeah.
But I guess there's been all kinds of stuff happening.
You didn't miss a thing. Don't worry about it. It's
That's good.
It's been boring and mundane and same old shit and hate train world. And, might be a couple new passengers, but pretty even keeled, I guess. My Christmas gift is I get to make my son a tomahawk steak. He can finally eat solids after his broken jaw surgery. That is so good to hear, AJ. Add a little extra seasoning for him and make it extra special. That's cool. Tomahawks are fantastic, and I'm sure yours are the best. So glad to hear. Glad to hear he's able to do that. Yeah, same circuit, same clowns. You got that right. I mean, it's kind of a revolving seat. Who gets to sit on the throne for the day, though? Sure feels that way. I mean, every day it's like a, I don't know if it's Victim Olympics or something else, but it's such a revolving door, revolving chair, and it's crazy to watch the competition to get there.
Well, I think it gets to a certain extent, gets to the point where a lot of these people, get attention that they're not used to, and they just thrive on it, and it almost becomes like a drug for them. They have to. I thought about that. I listened when I was riding down the hill this afternoon. I listened to our wonderful Vaughn for just a brief little bit, and it kind of hit me when I was listening to her. It's she got to get the fix.
Yeah. I mean, now that you say that, I listened to a little bit of it too. Not a lot today. Yesterday morning I was up early and caught her early on, and that was a mistake. I should have just stayed in bed, but I didn't wake up with that intent. It just happened, kind of unnaturally. But I did hear her say something today that, Vaughn, if you're listening, please understand this. You said that every time Scott talks about just about anything, I know you said something in particular. I don't remember exactly what it was, but just in general, you said that, your name always comes up with him, with his chat, but your name always comes up, and you were pretty upset about it. And you expressed to some level that you just didn't understand why. Why does your name have to come up? Why is it always Vaughn, Vaughn, Vaughn? So take a seat, strap in, and hear this. Vaughn, you are the only person that I know of and have ever known of to have an experience with someone at any level, less than, let's say, marriage, or even maybe siblings, but somewhere below that for sure, and actually, honestly, quite a distance below that. But you're the only person I know that's had that kind of relationship, or any level of relationship or acquaintance or otherwise with a person that then became disenfranchised with that person or that acquaintance or otherwise, and then spent the next 2 years of your life going live on a YouTube channel. And for quite a period of time, it was every single day, ranting, telling stories, fabricating things, talking yourself into a reality that just doesn't exist a lot of the times, and working yourself into a tizzy. You know, and yeah, over a set of fucking tires. You know, I mean, she even brought that up. You know, the tires. Everybody brings up the tires. Everybody brings up this. They bring up my diet. They bring up my the dogs. It's always Vaughn. It's every. Why does it always have to be? Because Vaughn, you put yourself out there in such a big way that you invite that stuff. And quite frankly, another part of that I heard today, you sound like you're begging Scott to sue you. Do you realize that? I don't know if you realize that or not, but it sure sounds like you're begging Scott to sue you. And I'm not sure why. Is it for the attention? Is it for the connection to be rekindled? I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, yeah. Do you think you can save him? I saw a comment you made tonight. He's trying to take my advice on something, but because he screwed up so bad, he won't be able to. Vaughn, there comes a time when a person needs to understand that the delusions that you create, the stories that you tell, the stories that you convince yourself to be true, the circumstances, all of this stuff. You know, and I'm not discounting your experience, Vaughn, at all. I was around then. I got it. I experienced a lot of stuff same time you did back then. You know, I didn't have them over at my house 3 times. I didn't buy them a set of tires. I didn't show up at the court in West Virginia or anything like that. But I was around. I was familiar. But all that time ago, and here you are still front and center, putting it out there, laying it down, insulting him and everyone else around him, sharing your sometimes really outrageous opinions about things. I mean, just consider all of that, Vaughn, the next time you wonder why people mention you. And then don't tell me that you don't want them to fucking mention you. If you didn't want people to mention you, Scott included, we wouldn't have heard from you for a month after that or any time since then. I mean, the video that you put out that you were on and he apologized to you and you accepted it. Shit, we all thought that was it. That was done. You know, Vaughn's going to go live her life. But you made up this whole scenario that he was attacking you every day. Shit, he didn't say your fucking name for better part of a year, except for, if somebody else brought something up. And that wasn't very often either. So, yeah, Vaughn, just take a breath, man. It's just weird.
Well, and the part that I caught, actually, I believe Retherby and Maui went in there, and I didn't get much of it, but just the gist of Vaughn saying how all these people talk about her, and I believe she was, referring to Mina and that panel, and just everybody else, and it hit me, and if it really affects you, you don't have to partake in it. It just like with old Chin Pubes. I haven't watched him for a good little minute now, and it's almost like they don't exist.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Not at all.
It's not that hard. Zella Quixote, however you say that. How would your lives change if you just stopped watching Vaughn and giving her your precious energy? Honestly, not that much. Vaughn just puts it out there to a point where it's an extreme, and there's a lot of ridiculous shit that she says and does, which is funny as hell. And she's persistent enough that, but different from all of her antics and sayings and word usage and analogies, and I could go on and on about those things, but my life wouldn't change for a bit that way. So, my precious energy isn't burnt on Vaughn. Doesn't take much energy because she does it all. She's the one that's burning the energy. She's the one that's expelling the energy. And I hope, I guess I hope she's getting back what she wants for putting that out there. But I don't think our lives have changed all that much. It's not a necessity. And it's certainly something, like I said, the first year or so, after that apology video, there wasn't a whole lot going on. And I don't know if she missed it or what, but man, she came out with a vengeance with all these accusatory videos and stories and elaborations and exaggerations. I mean, all that stuff. Yeah, emphasis on the back, of course. But
well, the thing is, she's so far off her rocker that it's just entertaining to watch her. I mean, it's that simple for me, at least. I find it hilarious. She's out of her fucking mind.
Well, I mean, that's what I said about not putting out energy. It doesn't take energy to laugh at people, no. Just like it takes more. It takes a human being more muscles to frown than it does to smile. That's the best analogy I can give. So it sounds like she adds a value to your existence. I don't know if I'd go that far either, because like I said, pay attention to this part. I don't think my life would be any better off or worse without her. So I'm not sure what the value is. It's just one of those things. It fills a space out there, and yeah, even with her going every day, a lot of people just don't give her any fucking mind at all. They don't pay any attention to your life experiences. Is perhaps a better term. I don't know. I'm not sure how do you categorize that experience, Zella? Seriously, where do you place that in the overall scheme of what a person's life experience is? I mean, there's lots of movies that have characters like Vaughn in them. You can watch a movie and it doesn't really change my life experience just because I watched the movie. It's like White Snake said, it's entertainment. It's entertaining because she gets so fucking crazy with stuff. And you never know what to expect. You don't know if she's going to do the Vaughn whisper voice, whether she's going to talk real quiet like this for an hour and not make any more sense. Then when she gets up there and just yells and screams and slams stuff around and knocks stuff around, you just don't know what to expect. And I think that's part of why people tune in, to see what's happening that day.
I would assume for a large part of it, it's it's a character that she's playing. It's a performance. I can't see it being that's how she is on a day-to-day basis, but I could be wrong. She might just she might just be a Fruit Loop. Yeah. And I enjoy crazy people. I've always been around them.
Yes, you do. I can vouch for that one. That's for damn sure. But I mean, we've seen her at in action in a Home Depot parking lot, and I don't know, I guess the camera was on, so it makes it a little bit different than just what a normal day would be. But I'm not going to buy into this whole Zella says you invest time in watching her and you seem to find pleasure in it. I really don't invest in Vaughn, Zella. You can try to sell that all you want, but I don't invest time. See, I've got time on my hands. There's a whole lot of people that'll tell you all about how much time I have in my hands compared to what I should have on my hands, for all the circumstances here. But I don't invest anything in it. It's hard to invest anything in Vaughn that way because, again, you never know what the fuck she's going to say from 1 minute to the next, or 1 day to the next, or 1 week to the next. She's more into who's fighting who and who's doing this and who's doing that. But, well, there you go, White Snake. You have drawn in the presence. You've summoned the presence of Jenny Bag here.
Oh yeah, hi Jen. Hey Jen, how you doing?
You just described Scotty, David B. How did I just describe Scotty? Explain that, Jen. You got the floor. Zella, you're just repeating yourself. You spend time. Let's not engage in silly quibbles over words. Yeah, let's not, because you're just repeating everything. You haven't said anything different yet, Zella. So come out with something a little bit different. Or, just sit back and watch and listen. All right, Jen, it's all yours. Performative. What does that mean? Performative. You're saying that Scotty is performative like Vaughn, in the same vein as Vaughn, has the same outlook on life as Vaughn. He goes on crazy rants. Yeah, but his are very designed and specific and on purpose, and humorous, and functionally adequate, I guess is a good way to say it. And comedic.
Somewhat targeted.
Yeah, with purpose and intentional and theatrical, and followed and preceded usually by laughs. No, Jen, it's not if I say so. Fucking watch them and pay attention and turn the hate valve off for 5 minutes and watch. He's got a shitload of people that think that enjoy it and get something out of it. Yeah, and Brett, I agree. They turn people on. Maybe. And he even roasts himself. Perfect.
Just like I said, how Vaughn doesn't need to watch stuff about herself if it troubles her. Jen doesn't need to watch every single stream of Scott's if it's an issue for her. It's not like he's on primetime network TV. It's a YouTube channel. You choose to turn it on and sit there and comment with your whole little group of I don't even know what the hell you want to call them, but weirdos over there at Kenny Corner.
Yeah. Well, this is a great example. I'm enjoying this new window into how David B. operates rhetorically. There's no rhetoric in what I just said. There's no rhetoric at all. It's just, take a week, turn the hate valve off, and pay attention to all of it, and then you tell me I'm being rhetorical. It's just that's not even remotely close to it. Hell, I used to talk to Vaughn and chat quite a bit back in the day. And yeah, some of the stuff she said was funny. She could be really humorous at times. But since then she's gone fucking psycho. So it's like, yeah, I watch to see what the differences are. So it's not rhetoric, it's observation. I can be critical of anybody, friends, family, otherwise, coworkers, doesn't matter. I have a rhetorical style, and now I get to take it as you want, Zella. Really, seriously. We say Scott is psycho. Now what?
Okay.
I think you're fucking nuts for saying that, because it just tells me that you don't look deep enough to understand what you're watching or what you're listening to. If I can tell you right now, if he was a psycho and out of control and all over the place, like you guys want to picture him, paint him as, I sure as fuck wouldn't be around him 3 years later. I'm not into that kind of personality. I'm not. I don't live my life that way. I don't think that way. And if he was that way, I'd sure as hell see it. And there's a whole lot of people in here that would probably agree with that. Because see, we don't look at everything through a hateful lens like you guys do. I mean, it doesn't matter what he says or does. And this is I guess this is a good little back and forth. You know what you guys see and hear in Scott, it's amazing how you interpret that. But then you'll listen to something that's really crazy that makes no fucking sense, has no basis in reality whatsoever, and you'll cheer it on thinking, man, that's amazing stuff. When you could take 1,000 more people and listen to the same 2 deliveries, and they would look at you and say, holy shit, where are you getting that from? I ask myself that all the time. How do they interpret this stuff the way they do? I don't understand. I just don't. And you know, and I'm not even going to get into all the vile stuff or anything like that. Give a specific example, David. Let me think on that. I'll give you a specific example between the two. I should be able to come up with that. White Snake, you have anything?
I sorry, I got distracted for a minute. I can't reach out. What was the question?
They want a specific example of the difference in interpretation of what Scott says and what somebody like Vaughn says. That, you know, they're saying that, you know, Scott's psycho, and I'm assuming they don't think Vaughn is. Well, I know Jen doesn't, because she wants to mod for Vaughn, and you know, she wants to laugh
she
up
thinks
everything she says.
She thinks crackhead's the best thing since sliced bread. So,
well, yeah, I mean
that's just enough of a dequalifier right there of her opinion being even.
Zella, I can tell you right now, how can you speak generally without being able to provide a specific example? I could probably sit here and talk about 100 specific examples, but there are 10,000 examples to pick from. I'm just trying to think of a couple that would make the most sense.
Maybe I'm off on this, but I could see it as, you know, a lot of times Scott will say something trolling, and you know, a chat will understand that you know, he's just saying it to get a rise out of people, and these idiots will say, oh, he's lying, but yet Vaughn will say something like, you know, her cousin that's ATF agent did this or did that, and you know, I'm not saying she doesn't have a cousin that's ATF agent, but she sure got a lot of cousins.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, you can look at it too with that same topic. These guys are convinced, they've been convinced for a long time, that Scott Control is a mind control specialist, that he tells everybody to shout what to do, tells them when to do it, how to say it, you know, how many times to do it, and otherwise. And everybody in this chat, they hear that and they think, you guys are fucking nuts. He's never told me to do anything specific since I've been following him, ever. But you know, when Vaughn or anybody, and I don't know how many attacks I want to get, but you know, when Vaughn or Becky or anybody like that makes that accusation, or Jen makes that accusation that he controls his chat, the people around them take that as fact. And it doesn't originate in fact. It was never meant to. Even if he says it in his chat, all right, go here and do this. Go tell him this, go do this, go do that. He does that as a troll. He's done it, you know, a number of times, but he sure doesn't do it that often. And you guys just buy into it completely. And it doesn't matter if you're hearing it from him or from somebody else. You hear it from him, it doesn't matter if he's being sarcastic or otherwise, but you hear from somebody else, you take it as fact. And it can be the exact same sentence. Hey, Juju, how's it going? Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of it is the trolling. You know, I've been around watching a lot of different streamers, a lot of different communities, a lot of different countries and languages and everything else. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody that's really much better than Scott when it comes to trolling somebody. And it's, you know, I think it's something that his chat understands and relates to. Hey, 52, glad you're here. Who specifically buys into it completely, David? Who is you guys? People on the hate train. Does that make sense? And if that doesn't make sense to you, quit asking me fucking questions. Quit asking me dumb questions, all right? If you don't know who I'm talking about, you don't need to be in here asking questions. So do better or get the fuck out. You're boring me to death. Okay? Is that a good enough answer for you, Zella? You guys pay attention to everything. So you shouldn't even have to ask that question. So what I'm hearing from you is that you're right about everything and we're wrong about everything. Yeah, Jen, when it comes to you. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Quit putting fucking words in my mouth. Pay attention. That's my advice to you and all the rest of them. Everyone else that you hang out and chat with, pay fucking attention. Turn the fucking hate valve off and pay attention. It'll make sense. I promise you it will. And it has nothing to do with what I say to you or don't say to you. Just fucking pay attention. You know? It's not that hard of a concept. I mean, there's been songs written about it and books written about it, you know, the whole rose-colored glasses stuff and all of that. You know, the world's a whole different thing when you look at it from a certain angle. But if you're not trying to look at it from a certain angle, if you're just here to move through the motions with everything, it's all pretty clear. And the people that do that don't have a big problem with getting snagged into a hate train situation. You literally think you're always right and everybody else that doesn't support Scott is wrong. No, fuck you. I don't. That's not it at all.
That's bullshit.
I come with facts. Come with some information that proves me wrong about the things I talk about. I'm not trying to lie to you or anybody else. But I'm not going to sit here and, you know, like MLH. I'm sorry, you guys slobber over him. He talks about being this great guy that's helping humanity, and he's the king of Denver, and he's so respected and all that. Fuck that.
Mr. Trustworthy.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He's a hypocrite. Pay attention. Again, pay attention. You know, it's not that hard to see. He gets on Scott for grifting. MLH is the biggest fucking grifter I've seen in a long time. You know, he's out there right now saying the last thing I heard him say was you know, about me and my puny channel, my puny corner of the internet, I probably have 30 subs. If he was saying that to be funny, whatever. I didn't find the humor in it. I get what he's trying to say. He's trying to insult me some way or you know, through comedy or whatever. It doesn't matter. But see, the reality of all that is, if you look at it, go look at his stats and then look at mine. Okay. He claims to have been doing this forever. He's like such a seasoned professional on YouTube. He's been doing it for 18 to 20 years, right? He's got multiple channels. I've been doing it. I've had a channel for, I don't even know how long, 8 days now. I've got I think 4 videos, maybe. And go look at the views on mine of just sitting here talking like a dumbass, you know, Mr. Boring, you know.
I don't know. Me personally, I question any grown man that sits around and plays video games, but that's just me.
Hang on a second. All right. I had to take care of something. Sorry. Yeah, anyhow, look at the stats on my videos. I have the same or more or just a little bit more or less views than he does on every one of his. I've got the same or more or a little bit less of likes as he does on his. I've been doing it for a week. He's been doing it for 20 years. That's what his issue is. He's jealous as fuck about, with Scott, and he's butthurt over the fact that I'm pulling numbers that should be embarrassing to him. That's all there's to it. Would you ask nicely, Jen?
Oh my God.
I'm leaving you in here, giving you an opportunity to at least acknowledge that you're being bullshitted by a lot of people.
Every time you say something, Jen, I roll my eyes back as it just, you're special. I'll tell you that. You are a special one.
You said to bring Zella back. Did somebody get rid of Zella? Good. They were asking stupid fucking questions and boring questions and repetitive questions. That's not how it works. You don't ask the same question 20 times and expect a different fucking answer from people.
What happened to old Norfolk? Did he leave the show, or did they retire him, or what?
No, he's been around. He played one of the songs the other day. He's just been in. He hasn't been on the panel. I don't know what happened. I don't care, honestly. But yeah, he's been around, but he hasn't been on panel for quite a while. So I don't know what happened with that. Don't care. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's one really of those things. Yeah, well, it's just one of those things that take it or leave it either way.
Yeah,
because he's the one that labeled Scott as inhumane, not a human.
Mm-hmm.
So I could give a fuck if I ever hear his voice again, because somebody that talks about another person like that, I got no time for. And I certainly won't give any respect to. I don't care what they do or say. No respect whatsoever. So really, Jen, let me ask you a question. I'm going to flip this back on you. You say that I think that everything I say is right and everything you say is wrong. If you honestly feel like that, you know what that means, right? No, that you think you're right about everything and I'm wrong about everything. So how the fuck does that work? How does it make sense when it comes out of your brain compared to when it comes out of mine? And see, the difference is you've got about 30 people that will support you on that. And I can tell you there's probably 300 around me that would disagree with you, if not more.
Besides, the quality of the people around you are much, much higher.
Yeah, you want to start getting about opinions? Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. And it's based on a simple fact that I like being around people that deal in reality and that don't deal in made up bullshit, and they don't just accept what some other person says, especially on YouTube, as truth or accurate. It just, it shouldn't work that way. Are all the people Scott labeled as bad actors? Man, you guys have such a big butt. Are they really bad actors? Hey, Jen, here's what I'll answer for this. And everybody in this chat, I think, will disagree with me again. Okay. I'll just say one thing real quick. Tracy, ask him that. Okay. You ask him that question. Anyhow, bad actors. Here's my answer. And keep up with this. All right. People that he's labeled as bad actors or called bad actors along the way, a very, very high percentage of them, that happened because of something they said, did, or otherwise. Not because he just drew a name out of a hat and said, you're a bad actor today. And again, I could go through a whole shitload of examples, starting with 86 GOP. Let's hit right to the big dog himself. There's a lot more to that than you guys want to pay attention to, and that you were privy to at the time. Okay. So you go through that list of names of bad actors, and yeah, there's something that happened ahead of time. And the people on the hate group came from the East Coast, same thing. You know, there's a reason for that. You know, the dude just doesn't wake up one day and say, okay, fuck it. I don't like Vaughn today. You know, Vaughn's a good example. Do you know why that all happened with Vaughn? I'd love to hear your informed take on that.
I would too.
Why do you have to always be condescending, David? Because you ask fucking questions, and a lot of you guys do the same thing. You ask questions that don't deserve anything better. I mean, seriously, you do. You ask some of the dumbest shit. And it just tells me you're not paying attention. Yeah, do you ever shut up and just listen? You need to. You need to listen more. You need to turn turn that fucking hate valve off and let some genuine verbiage enter your brain, you know? Clear out the path to your ears to get in there. Who's the common denominator with all the bad actors? A whole bunch of us are. See, you want to say it's Scott, but it's not. It's not just him. And again, people on the ground out there, people in this chat, they can verify that. The whole bad actor thing isn't just, like I said, it's just not something he draws names out of a hat like you guys want to make it sound like. It's just fucking stupid to think that way. And it tells me you're not paying attention. I hope you don't talk to the ladies in your life this way. I don't talk to the ladies in my life this way. You know why? Because they don't ask me fucking stupid questions all the time. And they don't come at me with a position on any event that's as twisted as what you guys do. Becky didn't know Jalen before Scott labeled her a bad actor. Yeah, what's the point of that? See, that's again, what is that? Tell me what that means. Fuck, there's of the, I don't know, 900,000 people I've met in my life. You know what is really weird, Jen? I didn't know them either until I fucking met them or encountered them some way. What does that mean? Many of the bad actors didn't know each other. Coincidence? Of course not. It's no coincidence at all. It's just that you run into, and especially in a protest community, you run into some people that, you know, are opinionated and right and wrong and otherwise. You're going to have a whole mix of people. And the people that don't call out the people that aren't there for the right reasons are fools. Scott just has to be one of those people that, you know, when people around him do stupid shit, he calls them out for it. I'm kind of known for the same thing. You know, the companies I've had, I've told every employee I've ever had, you do something right, I'm going to be first to pat you on the back, but you do something wrong, I'm going to be the first to call you out for it. And I had, with my auction company, I had the same 10 people start with me and end with me after 6.5 years, not one difference. All 10 of them were still there. It looks like I'm right again. I am right again, Jen. You know, you posed a really badly phrased question. You opened a door for an answer that's going to sound condescending to you. And that's what you guys are good at. Yeah, acting in bad faith, bad actor. Absolutely. Nanya, that's perfect. I mean, that's, you know, there's no really better way to say that.
You know how I know Becky's a liar, Jen? Because I saw it with my own eyes. And a lot of the people that they had on this list on your last live of the so-called, you know, bad actors or whatever, I look at the list and the first thing that hit me was a lot of these people are morons, and they've shown that they're morons by their actions.
Yeah, and Jen, here, do me a favor, please, because I'm gonna prompt Whitesnake to go further on this. But Jen, I'm gonna ask you to whatever you want to call it. I call it a hate valve, but whatever it is that you hold for everything you type and everything you say, whatever it is that colors that a certain way, get rid of that for just a few minutes and let Whitesnake explain to you what happened at the courthouse that day that Becky's lying about. You know where I'm going with that, Whitesnake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so listen to this, Jen. This is somebody who was there in real time, telling it from their first person perspective as they experienced it.
Well, when we were in the courthouse, before we even went in the courthouse, as we were walking over to it, we were approached by Becky and the other person I'm not going to name. Becky's first thing was, "Hey, Scott, how about an interview?" And the other person just said, "Fuck you, Scott." As we made our way into the courthouse and sat down, Becky and that other person were sitting on the other side of the benches. They were on the right side. We were on the left side. They were sitting behind Moxon and Jennifer. When the judge said that Scott they had to take a quick break for Scott to go talk to I think it was the ankle monitor people. I can't remember who exactly it was, but his attorney and him had to go over there and talk to it. But as soon as they thought that there was a chance that he could possibly get that taken off at that point, both of them ran up behind Moxon and Jennifer. And from what it appeared to me, sitting right there watching, Moxon made the introduction to the DA for Becky and the other crackhead. And then when we went out of the courtroom, they were all standing together in a circle. Dodge was there, saw it. Several other people were there and saw it. Trying to remember exactly who it was, but I know there were other people, including I think Ashley and Megan were there. And then whenever we went over to the elevator and well, I don't want to get into that part right now. I'll just say this. Megan called her out on talking to them, and Becky came over there with her cane up, yelling, making a scene. And then the other one that I'm not going to name came over and was pulling Becky back like it was it was just all a show.
So let me ask you, were you ordered to follow anybody that day?
Fuck no. I went down to have a cigarette and didn't even realize till I was. What's that?
I said, were you ordered to follow anyone that day? And did you follow anyone that day?
No. I went out of I was going down to have a cigarette. I walked into the elevator. After I was halfway in the elevator, I realized that I was in there with Becky. Not a word was said to her all the way down. We both exited the courthouse. I realized my lighter had been sniped. I asked her if she had a lighter, and she said, "No, I vape." And that was it. I stood there and had a cigarette, then ended up going back up to see if ZDT's thing was happening, and ran into Dodge in the hallway and found out that it was over, and then came down and used his lighter to have another cigarette. And then when Scott ended up coming back from doing all his court stuff, I ran into him outside, and he said, "Oh, I think Becky wanted an interview." So he went to give her the interview that she asked for.
Right. So here,
the funny thing was the random guy with his dog that showed up, and I know Grizz was there for this part too. I don't know. I can't remember because I didn't even know who she was at first. But this random guy walked up and started hearing. What's that?
This is later on, like across the street or out by the road.
This is over at the bus stop. I think right. Becky was waiting for a bus. But some random guy with a dog came walking up and saw what was going on and listened to the whole thing and ended up calling Becky out and saying that no, she was in the wrong.
Mm-hmm. My Christmas wish.
She can say she can say whatever the fuck she wants. I know what I saw on there.
Yeah, and here's the thing. That was on live, okay? And Jen, pay attention, please. I'll be condescending, I guess, until you quit worrying about who's calling her Laura, or Megan, or otherwise. You're distracting, okay? It's you're trying to be distracting. So just stop. It's just stupid. Here's the thing about all this, Jen. The part I want you to understand, and I don't know how much you actually listen to Becky. You might be there, but I'm not sure how much you listen. Becky flat out accuses Whitesnake of being under orders. Listen now carefully. Being under orders from DOA to follow Becky. Okay? Under orders to follow her. That's what she says. Not me, Whitesnake, DOA, or anybody else. This is straight from Becky. That he was under orders to follow her. First of all, he didn't follow her. You can look at all kinds of videos and just tell that's not true. But that's what she says. And see, everybody in her chat wants to attack Whitesnake for harassing Becky that day based on what she said. What she said doesn't hold any fucking truth. And yet you just eat it up. It's not her words against his or otherwise, Jen. See, this is my point. Now, I just laid something out that was perfectly factual and proven to you because, see, it's not just his or her words. There's fucking video of everything that you know. You're not out there, are you? You're not on the ground during these protests or court hearings or anything else, are you? You're seeing the videos just like the rest of us are. Okay? It's not his or her words. It's what you see on the videos. It's what you hear. You know, videos don't lie. You ever heard that? I didn't make that up.
Just out of curiosity, what would it benefit myself or Scott or anybody else to follow Becky? I'm to make sure she doesn't leave a trail of leakage, or I mean, what would be the benefit of that?
And I'll tell you another one too, Jen. Here's a little performative arts thing for you if you really want to get into it and talk a little bit more about Becky right now. When Becky goes to the court cases, in the beginning she was just there. She didn't know anything about it. Now she's a court, almost like she acts like she knows everything about court, and that's just not the case. You just have to listen to it. But Becky has painted this narrative that she's fearful. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I heard her say out of her mouth, not somebody that's running a puppet or anything, but I'm pretty sure she said she is fearful of Scott and anyone that supports Scott when she goes to court. Okay. And she gives examples of the day that somebody was up on the upper level looking at her, yelling stuff down to her. Okay. You can't be from the hood in LA and talk about how bold you are to go walk through Skid Row and not worry about things and not let them see that you're fearful or anything else, and yet still do it, and then turn around with something like that and and say you're fearful of that. Josiah had some shit to say to her. I saw the video. I saw it real time. He said what he said.
They want to.
He has every right to say. Go ahead.
And they want to paint it like that was, like Scott asked for that to be done. I mean, I don't know if you've watched Josiah very much, but if he wants to say something, he's going to fucking say it. It doesn't matter if somebody tells him not to or otherwise. If he has something on his mind he wants to say to somebody, especially somebody that he knows and's been around, he's going to say it.
Right. And here's the thing. He is going to say it. And when he said it, he was, I don't know, 10, 15 feet away from her. He never made a threatening move toward her. He never threatened her to do anything. If he was going to do something, you think he'd done it right then. But fuck, since then, this story has just gotten more elaborate by the telling of how threatening he was. It's like, come on. You're saying things like, for a fact what did and didn't happen, and you weren't there, David. Jen, fuck. Pay attention. I did not fucking say I was there. I said, as a matter of fact, you dumbass, now you're starting to piss me off. I literally said, you watch the videos the same way we do because you're not there, and neither am I. So there's only one reason that you see something different than what's really happening on a video, and it's known as rose-colored glasses. Take it easy.
Honestly,
Jen, quit being condescending. Telling me to take it easy. Don't be so condescending. Good God.
See, I could give a shit what Jen thinks or feels, or for that matter, really anybody else. I was there. I know what I saw. And, I mean, quite frankly, I'm not going to say, she smells like piss, but, we were the only ones in that elevator, and it smelled like a urinal in there. So somebody may have pissed in there. I don't know, but, who's to say?
Yeah. It blows my mind. My husband doesn't even talk to me the way you do. Well, I'm going to guess you probably don't talk to your husband the way you talk to me. Seriously. If you're my wife and you talk this way to me, that I guarantee you, I would talk to you the exact same way I'm talking to you right now. I mean, you don't live in a delusional world around your husband, do you? Or do you? Answer that. What does Scott smell like? Why do you want to know what Scott smells like? Does that improve your life to know that? Is somebody feeding you questions like this, the dumbass questions to ask?
Well, honestly, I didn't notice any smell from Scott whatsoever.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure people are watching Jen in here right now, listening to the questions and reactions and thinking, oh, she's really getting him now. That's another point. Y'all don't get people when you ask stupid questions. When you start speaking in delusional phrases, you don't get anyone. It doesn't work. Yeah, I mean, I'll say it straight up. We're all smarter than that. The people you're dealing with, that you're trying to get, we're all smarter than that. Deal with that. I don't know what else to say. Maybe someday I'll be as smart as Cracky is and witty and intelligent and all that stuff, but it's going to take a lot of practice, I guess. So until that happens, just hang out in his chat and enjoy yourself and do your thing.
You're doing great.
I mean, it's mind blowing. And this is why I don't mind these people coming in. If they want to try and have a some type of a conversation or debate, I'm still waiting though. Jen, this is for you, and Zella and Tracy and any of these people that have come in here. Taylor HNC, there's another one. I'm still waiting for somebody to come in with some form of intelligent question based in logic, based in reality, and let's debate it. Like right now, Taylor, does Lisa get jealous of David's love for DOA? I don't know. Hold on just a second. Lisa, do you get jealous of my love for DOA?
No, because we share.
No, because we share, she said.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Next question, you stupid fuck. What else do you want to know now? You see how that works? Zero effect on our lives. Your stupidity has zero effect. Just like MLH's Comedy Central channel, whatever the hell it's called. Zero impact. The problem is that he's teaching people how to just tip over that line of breaking laws by defaming people. You can't hide behind parody. You can't hide behind, oh, we laughed about it, so it wasn't serious. But I'm sure you guys heard her answer. I'm pretty sure you can hear her over the mic. That's how much you impact us. And you come in here and you've got a perfect opportunity to try to change our minds, if that's what you want to do, or make us see the light. And what do? You come in here with stupidity. And then you ask why people get kicked out and why comments get deleted. Because they're fucking stupid. That's why. And we just don't deal in stupid. So until you start coming in with reasonable questions and don't think that you're going to attack my wife to get to me, to get to Scott, or whatever the fucking purpose is for these questions, you're not going to have much luck. So, I don't, right? White Snake. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it other than just quit being so fucking stupid about things.
That's going to be difficult.
Yeah. It's wild. It really is. All right. Well, I guess we go ahead.
I don't mean to change the subject, but
Please do.
Is it a good time to bring up our friend that's on the road?
Yes, that's exactly what I was just getting ready to do. So take it away.
I'll just say this. I think we have if you want to call it a community, a great community. There's a lot of people within it that impress me quite often. Their generosity, their intelligence, their character. And I'll say Z is definitely up there. Her sacrifices of what she's done to help another person that's in need is just beyond awesome. That there are people that are willing to go that distance and to be there for somebody that really needs it. And I think it would be great. I know right now it's Christmas, things are tight. I think it would be great if anybody can to try to help her out with the fuel that she needs to get where she's going. And I will be. I just deposited a check in the bank this afternoon, so tomorrow I will be. I hope she has PayPal, because I don't have a Zelle or a Cash App, or maybe I can get somebody else to do it. But I plan on sending her what I can tomorrow. But I know there's a need right now for it. So if in any way possible, Jen, if you could help out a little bit, $5, $10, that would be great.
Yeah, I think it's a good suggestion. As far
very,
as
very, very selfless of somebody to take off and I know they like to paint the picture and the narrative that they do, that I'm not even going to go into that because it's stupid. But the reality is, she's done a great thing, and it would be nice to see, if any way possible, we can come together and at least ease the burden of the fuel and travel expenses.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if Scott is still in here. If you have her information, if you could pop it in there. I know she's got Cash App and stuff. She's got them on her YouTube channel. I know AJ is going to try to put stuff in here too. Tracy Chap, I appreciate a reasonable question. What does he need money for specifically? She needs some gas money to help her with travels to avoid some pretty serious potential weather conditions. Not a lot. She just, she needs a couple tanks of gas, I think, at this point. I've been in communication with her, and I've done some help, but she could use some more help to give her some security as far as getting from point A to point B. And if you don't know, hold on a second. Perfect timing. There. Your comment about DOA's health and everything, Tracy Chap, because it's a kind of a nonsensical question. You can't seriously wonder why a question about whether you're the only one that gives a shit about DOA's health or otherwise coming into this chat or any number of other chats. If you really think that's a good premise for a question to ask here, then you're not paying attention. You're not thinking. Of course, everyone is concerned about his health and everyone else in this group's health, because we give a shit about each other, because that's what people that are good humans and reasonable people do. So for you to talk about him eating 2 hot dogs for breakfast, I've eaten more than that for breakfast many times in my life. Are you worried about me too? Get the point? No, I deleted your question about the fucking hot dog thing, so don't tell me it was because you asked what Z needs the money for. I answered what you said about what Z needs the money for. I just answered you specifically for that. Anyhow, yeah, guys, I'm gonna second what White Snake said. What Z did was a pretty amazing thing for any human being to do for another human being in just about any circumstance. But under these circumstances, I thought it was even over the top special. Things have changed somewhat there. She has accomplished some good things. The need has changed now, and she is moving on to a destination. So I hope everybody can just, even if everybody could just do $5 or $10, or somebody could do $100, I'm not going to stop anybody from that either. But I know that she had a need. She was sick last week, and everybody helped her out to get a hotel and everything, and she got a hell of a lot better, got her health back, and got on her feet the right way, and and that has helped kind of reach some of the goals that they were trying to reach there. So I appreciate it all just as a part of this community. I think it really shows the character, and I'm going to say something else too. Now I just got distracted, so I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Here's an indicator, Jen and Zella and Tracy and any of you guys that want to come in here and try to knock this community down. First of all, you're not going to do it. You don't have what it takes to knock this community down. We know who we are. We know what we do. We know that we're real. We're based on fact and not fantasy or fiction. We're not here based on hate. Okay, that's it. Those are simple facts. When somebody is in need in this community, and I don't care who it is, whether it's Scott or anybody else, people step up. And no matter what the circumstance is, if they can give $5, they give $5. If they can give 100, they give 100. But I challenge you to go to the other side of the fence here and see how many times people need help with something, and they pour their heart out to a chat and they get nothing. Nothing. I've seen it where they don't even get a fucking response. I've seen it happen. If my phone hadn't got wiped out, I could give you guys straight examples of that. But my phone got wiped out, so I lost all the clips and things. So I can't give you a specific example of it, but I know I had them on my phone. That's the difference between the reality of the people in here and in this community, this part of this community, and on the other side. You guys see everything through hateful lenses. And what's sad is you see each other through hateful lenses. It's called eating your own. Happens. Hey, Jen, you won't find somebody more respectful to women as far as just straight up being respectful to women than me. But you need to understand something. You come in from a certain position, you don't earn my respect. And I don't give a shit if you're a man or a woman. If you're not earning people's respect, you sure as shit shouldn't expect to have it. I'm not sure how you calculate that, but you want to be real about it. That's where it's coming from. You walk into any room and anywhere in the country, office, hotel, anything. You walk into a room and ask dumb questions based on fantasy or otherwise, you're going to get the same kind of reactions. You might have people that won't say anything to you because they want to be nice to you. I don't think it has anything to do with whether you're male or female. They just don't want to be, they don't like being disrespectful. My mom is that way. She doesn't say bad things about anybody, anywhere, even though she should. She doesn't. That's just, her nature. But she's a rarity. Most people will say something. I said nothing out of line, David B. You did, Jen. You just don't know it. Lots of people in this chat are trying to tell you. You just don't want to hear it. You don't want to see it. So, again, come with something decent. We'll talk. I have no problem with that. But until then, yeah, I'm going to talk to you the way I talk to you. Simple. Hey, Kyle. How you doing, man? Glad you're here. Give her hell. That's fine. But be careful. She's going to talk about how you treat her. Because that matters, how you treat somebody, not what they put out there. It's just only how you treat it. So,
Well, and I'll just say this too, to Jen. I've seen some of the nastiest stuff that they've all said about our frenzy, and even her knowing if you were in desperate need and she came across you in a medical situation, she would take care of you just like I would. Even knowing that you're kind of a nasty person, because that's just how it's done.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how they can tear down, something that any human being should be able to appreciate. When another human being steps up, to help another person in need, how they take that. And it's pretty, it's pretty open. There was no secrets about, what was going on or, there was no, I don't even know how to say it. There should have been no question that what Z was doing, was a good thing, an honorable thing. Really stepped outside the box to help another human being. And to see the way that Jen and all these other people in the hate train, not night train, hate train. Don't be confused now. Not talking about night train here. But the people on the hate train, to see some of the nasty, vile, just disgusting, and probably most importantly, fucking childish stuff that they said about that, how they can't live with fucking shame is beyond me. Because what if it was their brother? What if it was their dad, their uncle, their friend, or anything else that she was going to help, or somebody else was going to help, would you talk about them the same way? Just because you see the world through fucking hate, you disgusting bastards? Seriously. Yeah, I can only imagine what crack he's doing right now. He's probably singing because he doesn't want people to hear the truth about stuff. So he's probably making a lot of noise over top of the voices here. But that's the truth of it. What if it was your family? What if it was somebody you knew that has somebody to take care of them? And somebody said, "Oh, that person's an asshole." Would you tear them up if they were going to do the right thing for your friend or relative? Fuck no, you wouldn't. That's why we're different. That's the answer to your questions. And just about every question you've asked, that's the answer to it. That's the difference. And I don't give a shit if you're talking about me or Whitesnake or Z or AJ or anybody else in this community. I can name all the names. I don't care who you're talking about. That's the difference in us and you guys. We don't work that way. We don't see the world through a hateful lens, and it doesn't alter our opinions. And that's why it's easy for me to talk to you this way, Jen. Until I see that you actually get it, that you're putting some kind of effort into it. I won't quit. I won't quit, responding the way I do. Did I knock the community down tonight? Zella, you tried. You certainly tried. And you need to understand something. You used the word in your statement, your question right there, community. Community isn't an individual thing. In a good, solid community, you can't come in and knock one person down and expect the rest of the community not to be affected by it. You guys call it simping. You guys, with me, I'm the gimp because I simp for Scott so hard, right? Horseshit. He's a friend of mine. I'm going to defend him. I'm going to stand up for him. I'm going to tell him when he's wrong too. I'm going to steer him in ways that I hope he listens to as a friend, but there's no guarantee of that. And it's whether I try to convince him to go towards something or away from something or otherwise. That's what friends do. No, I'm not going to show you fucking specifics. Holy shit. You're annoying with this fucking question. Show me specifics of a dumb question I asked. I mean, what should I read out loud, Scott? I don't think I saw it. Auntie, what's going on?
Hey, Auntie.
This is my first step toward a panel here tonight, there, lady. We're getting there. And Jen, here, I'll finish this off with you because I'm really tired. You're really starting to bore me to death. I'll finish this off with you. Here's what I challenge you to do. Hold on a second. All right, Jen, you're done. All right, I delete your question. I put you in timeout. Yeah, I did that. Nobody else. But I know you're still listening, Jen. I agree with Dream C8. Fuck off, Jen. Here's my challenge to you. Ask every female, ask every woman in the chats that I'm in, my chat here, Scott's, anybody else's, stickers, yeah, Mina's chat. You can ask them too. Why not? Ask them if I've ever talked to them the way I talk to you. That's the question. That's your homework. Ask every one of them that question. Has he ever talked to you the way he talks to me? And then based on the answers to that, figure out the answer to your own questions. All right? because I think you'll have enough information to figure it out. And just so you know, Jen, I didn't block you from the channel. I timed you out. I deleted your comment and timed you out, just to give you time to come back in here sometime and have some reasonable questions. Be glad to answer them for you without being condescending. But I'm not holding my breath. Note to self, Scott from NYC has issues with me. Zella, there's a lot of people in here who have issues with you, including me. And see, Scott from NYC knows that he's got a wrench in my channel. Auntie's got a wrench in my channel. White Snake's got one. I think Z's got one. I know Chi has one. If they have an issue with you, I probably have an issue with you too. And if they delete your comments, great. If they kick you out, great. Just so you know, that's how it works over here. You can't just come in and say a bunch of really stupid shit. And there's, you know, yeah, there's a difference between stupid shit and disrespectful stupid shit. But there's very little difference between them. Just so you know. Wait, what? Who did I time out? Did I time out the wrong person? Is that what you're saying? Oh, you know why, Anthony? I just realized it. It scrolls up without me even knowing it. Just like putting that one up on the board there. And I'll take it back off. And they're out. That's enough for you tonight. If somebody's being pithy with you, they probably have every right to be. So anyhow, whoever got timed out or whatever, it was probably me. I've got to get my my wireless mouse on here because I'm just not used to the touchpad yet. It's been a lot of years since I've used a touchpad, and it's just really sensitive. So I need to turn the sensitivity down on it and get used to it before I use it in here, because yeah, that friendly fire thing's probably going to happen quite a bit. Or I could just do it on my phone. Probably be easier that way. At least it's clear cut. But anyhow, White Snake, did I put you to sleep yet?
No, I was just actually watching some people trying to figure out what the hell they were doing. Looks like they're having a little bit of an argument here.
At your house or in
the? No, I'm in town.
Oh, okay.
I had to come in and I wanted an ice cream. I'm kind of fond of those either the Mexican fruit ones or tonight I got myself a Haagen-Dazs.
No, look at you.
Yeah.
I'd have to drive 50 miles to get a Haagen-Dazs around here.
Yeah, it's funny. I went into the store and there's like 4 people in front of me, and they were all buying the tall boys a beer.
Yeah.
And 2 of them took them quite a few tries to use their ATM card to purchase it. I don't know if they were forgetting their PIN or just having issues, but I questioned if they really needed them.
Yeah,
I guess they did.
Well,
I guess they did.
Anything for a Haagen-Dazs these days, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, vanilla with the nuts and chocolate. Can't beat it.
I don't know if I've ever really had one of those.
Oh, they're pretty good. They're pretty good, I must admit. I think I'm
sure.
gonna do another pulled pork for Christmas. I did one the other night, and it was pretty large, and it disappeared so quick. Everybody really liked it, so my kiddo asked if I would make another one for Christmas. So
Yeah, I enjoy pulled pork.
yeah, I like to
Mm,
make it a little bit spicy, so
yeah.
comes out pretty well.
Kind of like pulled pork and like barbecue shredded beef. It's good. Some of the different, Well, the thing about up here, we get a lot of Norwegian influence on food.
Mm,
Um, so there's a lot of really. I mean, I've worked as a cook before. I've lived, all up and down the East Coast. From north to south and all. Experienced a lot of different foods, but man, the stuff up here with that Norwegian influence on it, um, they come up with some really crazy stuff that you look at and you go, "Oh my god, that just is over the top." But then you try it, just incredible, just the flavor and all that. So, um, quite interesting. But I mean, aside from that, we lack a lot of other selections in this area.
I can't say I've ever tried any Norwegian dishes.
You would you'd know it if you did. I mean, it has a lot of base to potatoes and sauerkraut and shredded meats. A lot of the fish dishes like fish boils and things like that. I don't know how many people have heard of a fish boil. I'd never heard of one until I came up here, but they take um, they take a lot of fish, different types of fish and seafood, and they put it into a big kettle and literally boil it. So just fish boil. It's kind of what it sounds like, is what it is. Um, and they just throw in. There are different variations on it, but I've seen it where they have um, just about every type of fish and seafood that you can imagine in there. And you might think that the flavor that produces is crazy, but a lot of them are just, I mean, like the perfect warm meal on a cold day.
Mm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give you one final response, Zella. Me being timed out by your mod tonight will be forever my specific example of why, David B., you lack any credibility. That's just fucking amazing, and I'm glad you're going to run with it. I hope you hold on to that until the day you die. That's my definite show of any credibility, is that my mod blocked you. Jesus Christ. It's YouTube, and it's YouTube. Deal with it.
I fear some of these people take YouTube just a little bit too serious.
Yeah, they really do. The only time I take YouTube serious, and I can tell all of you this, the only time I take YouTube serious is when stupid motherfuckers take it outside of YouTube.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only time I've ever taken YouTube serious. And it doesn't matter if it's concerning me personally or someone else. Anybody that takes this shit from YouTube outside of YouTube, and then they don't listen to people that say, "Hey, quit breaking laws." It's crazy that they don't get it. But how much weight people put into this stuff that's happening in these YouTube streets is bizarre. It really is. What Jen said, my husband doesn't talk to me that way. Well, fuck, I hope he doesn't. And I hope you don't, talk that shit to him. That's not YouTube. This is YouTube. Although I will say, if she came to my house and talked to me that way, she'd get the same exact response right to her face as she does sitting there. Anybody would. I don't care if it's her or Cracky or anybody. Yeah, Cracky. Same thing, dude. Same response. Wouldn't matter. That's the only comparison on that level. But when it goes outside of YouTube, that's when it's different. Provide me specific examples when I was disrespectful by words I used. Zella, you asked dumb questions. Just by asking dumb, unfounded questions produces that result. How many ways can I explain that? I mean, seriously. Yeah, look around, read the room. You got people making comments that are very specific about what they're talking about, but none of them are unfounded, and none of them are to put somebody down unless that's what the purpose is. And there's always a reason for it, just like the bad actor list. You want to circle back to that? There's not one person on the bad actor list that is on the bad actor list for no reason at all. There is something behind every single one of them. And I don't know if I finished that statement back then or not, but I'll finish it now because I just thought of it again. If someone was placed on the bad actor list and then it was found out that there was bad information or they something was misinterpreted, or maybe that person saw the error in their ways and corrected it, made an apology, whatever it might be, they were apologized to. They were taken off of the bad actor list. That's happened lots of times. Really? Nannies? How am I so full of shit? Tell me that. Tell me how I'm so full of shit. Give me some basis for that statement, and I'll let you stay. Otherwise, fuck you, I'm blocking you. You have very limited opportunity here. Yeah. Matter of fact, any of my, well, there you're done. All right. Have at it, Auntie.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Whoever wants to take care of that one, away you go. Great example of what I'm talking about.
You got it good.
I give you as clear a direction on the banner scrolling across the thing here. I've said it verbally. If you come in and you're a dick, we'll show you the door. Simple. Come with something. Come with something. Maybe that's what I should. Maybe that's what I should change the name of this channel to. I don't want to lose the mansplain thing at all, but maybe I should just name it that. Come with something. Because I haven't seen it yet. I've asked and asked and asked. Fuck, how many times have I asked? Bring something arguable. Bring something that's founded in truth and reality. It hasn't happened. They just stay over in their chats talking like, third graders, saying the dumbest shit. Dad Ant was just a fucking joke of it. Just a trip all day today from what I saw.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Oh, I'm behind Scott on the freeway right now. I ordered my admin to bring the jet around so I could fly to California. And it would be funny shit. It would be really funny shit if 30 people weren't buying that it's actually going to happen. Oh yeah, AJ, I definitely need that doll. I really do. So much. I need an animated doll that I can put up on the screen and have like little numbers on the fingers and the arms and the legs and the head and the toes and the ass and all that, all that. And just say, okay, Here's the doll. Per the numbers, show us where we hurt you on the doll. Part of me had hoped David B wouldn't enable an echo chamber in his chat. Now I'm calling that part of me silly. Well, you know what, Zella? That's up to you. Once again, rose-colored glasses. If you would just take the fucking glasses off, you'd realize that you're talking shit now. Because this isn't an echo chamber. This is reality. This is us dealing with our lives the way we experience it based on video evidence, live streams, commentary, all of the above. That's it. And if you can't understand that, go away. I have no problem kicking people out of here if they just don't get it. If they just want to keep being stubborn and not even remotely coming at me with something that's arguable. I don't need to waste my time with that. Petty. Nice. Yeah, that's all I want for Christmas. Believe me. Make that happen. You show me how to animate that little dude with the numbers on it. I'll love you forever. Oh yeah, you can make it do all kinds of things. I'm okay with most of it. There's not a whole lot of restrictions on that either. Just don't get me kicked out of YouTube. Of course, that wouldn't bother me too much either, but yeah, that would be fun. I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat would go for that. So anyhow, yeah, I hope I want to go back real quick to the Z thing. I'm not asking for a lot from anybody here, and I'm certainly not asking for anything specific, but I really hope everybody can just, scrape up, a few bucks to send Z's way, and help her out. And she's been on quite a run of getting stuff done and taken care of and being helpful, and kind of in a situation now where weather issues might be staring her down if she has to sit for a day or two. So hopefully everybody can do that. And I guess I don't want to keep pushing it too much, but just wanted to bring that up again. Hid the hurt on the doll. Absolutely, AJ. Love that idea. Absolutely love that. Oh, Judy. What's Cracky concerned about? What's he upset about? That everybody in the community knows I'm a liar? Is that what it is? That he knows I'm lying right now because I'm not saying what crazy thing is coming out of his mind right now? Is that what the problem is? What Z's doing? Is that what the problem is? That's what he's concerned about? When's the last time he's helped anybody like that? Anyhow, what do you think, White Snake? You think we'd be able to identify the last time Kenny stepped up to help somebody in that situation? I mean, fuck, the way he talked about what his parents went through was troubling. That was hard to listen to, a lot of that stuff. Does that crank you up, Cracky? Does that get you going? About why Scott's butt is hurt? Yeah, really, why is it any business of yours whether his butt is hurt? How do you know his butt is hurt? Because you listen to MLH play a stupid clip? Is that why you know his butt is hurt? Is that why you know he has issues? Is that why you keep repeating stupid shit like that? Because MLH played something and you just got to piggyback off of that because you have no fucking content of your own? Is that what it is? All right, Zella, you're done. Seriously. That's like the fifth or sixth time you've asked the same stupid thing. A couple different words doesn't change it. So, Auntie, have at it. Yeah. So, anyhow, yeah, I mean, seriously, Cracky, tell us about it. Scream louder. Vent more. Is that why you do all the shit you do? Because you've been copying MLH a lot. And I don't get. I thought you were a little bit smarter than that. I thought that you could understand stupidity when you saw it, but apparently not, because now you're copying that shit. You know, I don't understand that. Doesn't make sense. You know, thought you were more original, but I guess not. Yeah, you know what, 90, I agree. Never seen men obsessed with another man's private parts as much as MLHKK and some of the others. No doubt. All they can talk about is his butt and his dick and everything else. And then they ask me how I can support another man the way I do. I'd rather support a man the way I do than talk about his dick all the time. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, not that there's really anything wrong with that. You know, guys are allowed to talk about other guys' dicks if they want to, I guess. But just as a point of preference, I'd rather just defend him as a friend than talk about his dick. But that's just me. And it is disgusting, Prairie. Some of that talk is a little much, but that's just a guy's perspective, right? So let's get a different perspective here.
I heard you were talking about dicks.
Auntie, what do you think about men talking about men's dick? lay it on us. Right? Surprise. Welcome to my panel. Now talk about a dick. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, it's so funny. No, I just
man.
figured I'd come up for a minute.
Well, good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I was sick today, so I didn't wake up until super late, but
yeah. So is this just kind of ongoing stuff, being sick, or just normal sick, or what's happening?
I think it's the weather, because it was like 30 degrees last week and now it's like 75, 80.
Oh wow. That's ours is a big swing too. We were like we've seen 10 below and it was 44 today.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's springtime weather for us. 44. Just it's we're not gonna have a white Christmas, by the way. We can have hope. I said, yeah, we're guaranteed a white Christmas, but now by Christmas Day it's gonna be all the snow will be gone, the whole snowpack.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about our conversations here, young lady?
I think
I'm interested in your take on that.
I think they're great. I think everybody's opinion is valid, and you know, I think it's important to talk about some of this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about how hard they try to be irrelevant is not the right word. What's the word I'm looking for here? I guess relevant is the word. They try to be relevant with stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
And how they don't understand that's not going to make them relevant at all anywhere.
Well, because they don't have that, like they're not able to process things like that. Because they have themselves convinced of like this ulterior story that, you know, we all know isn't true. But
Right.
they're so convinced that it's like it's not about, you know, being relevant or being important. It's about driving their fucking point home, which is just annoying. That's why it's annoying, is because it's the same thing over and over again with Kenny, with Vaughn, with Becky, with MLH, like all of these people. It's the same thing over and over again, said 75 different ways.
Right. Yeah, or at least they attempt to say it 75 different ways. I think they just, it's all the exact same messaging, and they just try to tweak it just enough that it's not perjury, or I know it's not perjury because a lot of them don't even understand what that is, I think.
No.
I just, and I also find it amazing that they can come in here with the same stuff and present it, to me, or now you or Whitesnake or anyone else or anybody in chat, and think that we're gonna just go along with it.
Well, that, and then they demand answers. Like you came into that Zella person was coming in demanding answers from you on your channel.
Yeah.
That's not how this works. Like, you don't get to demand answers. You get to ask questions. And if we fucking feel like it, we'll answer it.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
not rocket science.
yeah, I mean, to a pretty solid point. Yeah, I agree with that completely. But I mean, I've made the offer to a lot of people to come in here and talk, to come in here and present, your argument, present your questions that you think are going to, lead to a, common ground meeting of some sort, or just to clarify something or whatever. But it, I don't know how to pose that to get it to happen, because they just aren't.
Well, I think that's part of, like, learning as we go, because I think at this point, it's not really worth trying to get them to understand it. It's more just about, standing firm on what is and isn't true, because
Right.
they're so consistent about the lies, the stories, the delusion. I mean, it's like all fucking day, every day. And so if you change it from how do I get them to understand, and instead just say, I don't need them to understand anything, because even if they did understand, like, not people I want to be friends with. I'm cool. And so I'm not worried about them understanding anymore. I'm more worried about, like, just correcting the narrative where I feel like I need to. Like, that's why I didn't talk about the whole Erica thing until it got brought up and, like, blown up, because, like, I don't care that much. But there
Right.
are certain things that it's like, okay, but this isn't how this went. So I'll speak on that. And that's kind of like the same thing that you do.
Yeah, I think that's true, and there are certain things that I just kind of water off a duck's back type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay. I think it's okay for anybody to do that, just because if you try to absorb and rationalize all of it, you're going to go insane yourself.
Exactly.
But there are certain times when people cross the line, and great examples when they take stuff out of YouTube and they go to the front steps of people they're going after,
Yeah.
um, and you really start, endangering, you start endangering people, making threats or otherwise, and being unlawful like
Mm-hmm.
that. Those are examples. But there's other stuff that just, um, I think a big part of the problem that we face in this community across the board is that so much of this stuff was not called out right from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
MLH going for almost 9 months now, 3 times a week.
Saying the
Feel
same thing over and over and over.
and adding to the vile nature of it, and the accusations and the lies and the falsehoods and the all of those things. I
Mm-hmm.
I hold it to myself that I should have reacted to that a long time ago in a much more aggressive way. I should have, personally,
Yeah.
but I didn't. But I'm not stopping now. I'm not going to ignore, the blatant stupidity anymore, because it needs to be called out for what it is, and it sure as fuck isn't parody. It is defamatory. It is threatening. There's so many examples. Whether it comes from him or anyone on his panel, a lot of people in his chat.
Mm-hmm.
You can only, again, you can only go so far without being blatant about it.
Yep.
Parody is certainly, parody is cutting edge and funny
Parody
and
is lost on all of them. That's not
yeah, yeah, they've never
Parody
used.
has nothing to do with what they do on a daily basis at all.
I think comedy, satire, all of that stuff is lost on all of them, and
100%.
and the other chats as well, and that's why they have such a hard time with DOA. He's sometimes I would call him expert level at trolling, and it's funny for the people, especially the people around him, and get the nuances of what he does and how he does it.
Yeah.
It's funny as hell, but it's turned into basically a criminal act from these people that don't get it. And even when you tell them you're being stupid, this is what it was and this is what it meant, and you're being ridiculous.
Well, the other part is and this is what I think is easy for a lot of people. Hold on.
Hold on.
Sorry, somebody was screaming outside my house.
It's okay. Let them scream. We don't care.
No, but I'm pretty sure I just heard a firearm get fired, so that is why
Oh,
I was
really?
listening.
Okay.
Yeah, but
be concerned
kind of-
about that. Make sure you're okay.
no, I'm okay. It's just kind of the area I live in. But I didn't want the like somebody wounded to be at my door. I would help. So no, I was saying the other thing is it's people that weren't there. Like 90% of the people that talk shit about him associated with him for like a day or a week or sporadically. Like they're talking about things that they quite literally were not there for. But they have such an opinion about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible to me that people can hear one comment from chat or a panel or otherwise and then make that the hill they're going to die on.
Mm-hmm.
Without ever asking a question, without ever questioning anything of it. You know, the stuff that Cracky says on his channel. I mean, it's you don't get much more bizarre than some of that stuff. And yet I don't think I've ever seen anyone in his chat since we all left his chat. I don't think I've ever seen anybody call him out on this stuff ever.
No.
And we would have called him out without question about it. Hey guys, I'm gonna ask that you guys hold this down for just a couple minutes because I gotta take care of something real quick.
All right, go ahead, boy.
Sure.
Be right back.
I was gonna say that I actually lost my train of thought, to be honest with you. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
I get it.
Oh, that's what it was. You know, anybody that has called it out, has been pushed out and pushed to the side. Anybody that's tried to hold him somewhat accountable or just tell him that he's full of shit has been exiled. I don't know exactly what happened with Pippi, but I do know that she's made a change in the way she sees things. Noticed a couple comments of hers lately where she's called out their shit, and I've seen him making fun of her and talking shit. So
yeah.
it
That's the
seems
thing though, is it's so sporadic that it's like borderline predictable, because it's just like a constant cycle of like who's gonna be next. Who's the next person that's gonna say something wrong in a chat somewhere that somebody saw and tell somebody else about, and then all of a sudden everybody's okay with this person and not okay with that person, and it's like literal insanity.
Yeah, it's definitely wild. I think that as David was saying, there's a lot of stuff that has no basis that's just thrown out there with no facts and just something somebody cooked up,
Yep.
in their head and threw it out there, and it's taken as gospel.
As long as it's against certain people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And Scott and anybody that he associates with
them, yeah.
automatically on the block.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way any of us have any sort of redeeming qualities at all to be a friend to somebody or anybody that doesn't like Scott. Like, it's so delusional.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. And, honestly, I would think more people would see it, with the MLH and the crackies of the world. But I think there's a lot of people that are, either stupid or um,
Well,
just want to.
I was telling someone the other day is you would hope that, but their hate for Scott supersedes any ability to like see anything logical. That's why people like Mina, people like, K2 and Taylor, like they also get drug in for no reason. Like it's so dumb.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. And I think that at some point, um, at least I hope that there will be people, and I'm going to use her as an example again, Pippi, that do start seeing the nastiness of these individuals and are convicted to speak up and either excuse themselves from it or um, you know be a voice of calling it out
Yeah.
and getting other people to realize that there's a bunch of whack jobs.
Yep. Dastardly, that's a really good point. I was gonna say, think about like these people that are online every day attacking Scott. They don't even know him. MLH has never met Scott. Dougie never met him. Like all these people. And it's like you guys don't even know this man. And then you like other people in the chats are gonna be close to them and you think they won't do the same exact fucking shit to you if something happens, if not worse.
Yeah, see, I guess my thing, once I am off YouTube, I'm in real life, and it's the two are completely separate. I think a lot of these people that's all they have going on. Uh, it's what they from the time they wake up till the time they go to sleep. It's what they live. It is their life,
Yeah.
and I don't know how healthy that is. David?
No, I don't think he's back yet.
Oh, I thought I heard him.
Yeah.
Okay, now, yeah, now I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, go away again.
I have two two mute buttons. Should I just keep using them?
Yes.
I wanted to comment on what somebody said. I don't remember who it was because it already went up, and I'm not going to scroll down because I'll end up losing it. But wait a minute, maybe I can see it on here real quick. Two things. One, 90 said that the haters are using his chat to plot and gossip and spread hate. He is their placeholder, and I wasn't here, so I didn't hear it. But that's actually a number of people that could apply to, because that's really all they are right now. They're placeholders for the hate. And I mean, how can you be proud of that?
Yeah, the biggest haters are anonymous, quote unquote.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other, what was the other thing? Oh, AJ, I agree with you 1,000,000% on that. And this is one that makes perfect sense if you think about it. They attack the ones who do know him.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a reason for that. And this is where some of the hate, the coordinated hate thing is you can tell that some of these people know what they're doing. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to attack him through the people that are closest to him.
Yeah.
Just like with me, people going after Lisa, they think that they can get to me to accomplish some goal to piss me off, to use me to hurt Scott or otherwise, whatever it is, or to demean me or to quiet my voice down or something, or scare me or whatever the intention is, to accomplish some goal that's fueled by hate. And they that's a coordinated that is a long-standing technique by a lot of different groups and a lot of different people. So, but they don't see any of that. They just don't. They just keep throwing it out there, trying. It's kind of like throwing ketchup against the wall, or I mean spaghetti against the wall. See what sticks. and hopefully something will. And I think the biggest frustration for them is that they keep throwing and throwing and throwing, and nothing works. There's a big reason for that. There's a big reason for that too, because on the negative side of tactical play, that's a common tactic. But on the positive side, when you have a solid group, it's hard to break through. It really is hard to break a solid group apart that's based on truth and facts and reality. And yes, Nanya, I'm thinking I might have done that on purpose, but just seeing who's paying attention there.
Somebody likes to try to claim that I have a mail order bride, which I think is quite hilarious. Yeah. But like they think that that's going to affect me. I know the truth, and that's all that really matters. I actually find it quite funny because it's the farthest thing from reality. But thinking that that's going to or Jen and one of our other little Tinky, little Tink, what a Jim, talking about my teeth. I got bad news for you. I'm a fucking hillbilly. My teeth really don't bother me. I could give a shit. If they did bother me, I'd go get some veneers or some shit. But I actually earned my missing teeth. See how many you can take a 8 amp hour Milwaukee battery to the mouth a couple times, drilling out a top plate.
Yeah, I mean, and this is just more of the same examples. I mean, they're desperate to try to make an impact. And if you watch any of the you watch Cracky's channel, you see the same attempts daily, every day, same type of attempts. MLH, 9 months worth, 3 days a week plus a shit show on Saturday. Ineffective. And here's how you guys, if you're listening, we've got 117 people here. Some are listening because they're interested in what's being said. Some are just hate listening, and that's okay. I'm good for both. I really am. If I'm pissing you off, you're welcome. If I'm making sense to you, you're welcome. I appreciate you all being here. Same way. But they're attempting almost the impossible. And they resort to breaking laws and things like that, and they'll end up, having to answer for that stuff. But they need to understand a really, really simple concept. If you ask the same question 20 times and you get the same answer all 20 times, and you ask it a 21st time and you expect a different answer, you need to step back and reevaluate where you're at and what the reality is around you. It's simple. It's an extremely simple concept. People say an idiot is somebody that asks the same question over and over again and expects a different answer every time. Doesn't work that way. Human beings are funny. When it all comes down to it, the one thing I always say, truth always wins. Well, it's kind of the core of everything. Truth and reality go hand in hand. They're easy to follow. They're easy to do. They're easy to live when you understand that. But when you don't understand it, holy fuck, that must be tiring.
Yes.
Yeah. So I what do you do? It's funny when I went away for a minute, Lisa said, "You're talking a lot." I said, "Well, what do you do you expect anything different?"
But do I lie?
But do you lie? No, hell no, you don't lie. I do talk a lot. All the time. And in this situation, I'll just go back to what I said a second ago. There's 115 or so people here listening. Some of them are hating it. Some of them are loving it. Some of them don't care. They're just happy to be here. And I'm good with all of the above. That all works.
I'm actually happy David's talking a lot because I don't have to talk as much.
Sorry, Auntie wants me to hit my mute button, so that's okay. I'm all right with that too.
Just sometimes.
This is why I like panels. You know, it is such a great way to really cover all the angles of all the things we deal with, because you get so many different opinions and observations and stuff that, you know, I've heard so many things on panels and in chats that I just didn't think of,
Yeah.
and go, holy shit, I didn't think of that. That's fucking amazing.
You know, I just had a thought of, you know, talking about people doing things that are generous and doing for others that are less, maybe less fortunate at the time, in need of help. You know, I had a little text with our friend Direwolf the other day, and I know he is having somebody over for Christmas, and you know that was really touching that he's opening up his home and everything for somebody like that, and you know,
Yeah.
that's good people.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. It's something. It's an annual attempt on their part to make somebody's holidays better.
That's good.
You know, it really does show the true character of people when you hear stuff like that, and the reason for doing it is for nothing more than to attempt to improve somebody's life, even in the littlest way. It makes a big difference.
I guess I was just raised different, but I always thought that's how you're supposed to be. You know, you're supposed to help somebody when they're in need, and if you're able to.
Yeah. Oh, I think a lot of us in this group, in this community, this immediate community, I think a lot of us are the same way, White Snake, that we are raised that way, and we have those kind of morals and those types of life goals. But the reality of it is that it does take a little extra special effort to really act on it. And
Yeah,
I'm so impressed when people do. You know, I hear stuff like that, and it just, you know, it warms your heart to hear it. You know, I think it's something that more people should put an effort into doing, including myself. But it really it does make it even more special when you really see it happening, and just because, you know, there's nothing in it for them to do that other than knowing that they're helping somebody. They're making a difference in somebody's life. You know, it's like on the road for it'll get that. I want to circle this back to DOA. All the hate and everything is also focused on him. I want to circle back. Somebody asked me earlier, and it was probably Zella or somebody, about looking for specific answers or examples. That's a really good example that I can share with everybody that I hope everybody pays attention to. How many of us drive down the road and see somebody on the side of the road having problems and stop to help them, no matter where you're at or what's going on? That number's not real high. And it's not because we're bad people. It's just because, you know, there's so many ways that can go wrong, or it can cause problems with traffic or anything else. There's just a lot of reasons that we use to justify not doing that. I would love to have people go back and pay attention to his streams over the last 3 years when he's traveling, because I can't count on both hands right now the number of times that he has stopped to help people. It goes over that number. He's done it recently. He's done it, you know, 3 years ago in a parking lot. Somebody's having a problem or something. He doesn't hesitate for a second to help people. You know, picking up a hitchhiker, or doing something nice for, you know, like what he did with damn it, what was his name? Travis, is that his name? With the railroad?
the kid with the dog.
Yeah.
His name was
You know?
Luke.
Yeah, Lucas.
Lucas and Geronimo.
Yeah. You know, I mean, just that in itself, stuff like that. It's like, how do you not recognize that for what it is? They all saw it. We know they all fucking saw it. All you motherfuckers saw it.
Well, and their narrative was, he was doing that for the camera. He was doing that for, trying to paint this new character or some bullshit, which is the farthest thing from reality.
Yeah. And that's that's what they do. But how do they not see the good in somebody that repeats stuff like that and finds great joy in it? I mean, holy shit, there's lots of examples of those types of scenarios that happen, and yet they come up with it was scripted. When I heard the first comment I saw where somebody said, "Oh, that was all scripted." Seriously? You think somebody in this community is going to go to the effort of getting a dog, getting a collection of stuff, being in a certain place, so when he drives through, they can initiate a scam on everybody to make him look like somebody he's not?
Well, and I'll just share this, and I know the people here will understand it. What's that?
No, Lisa just said MLH scripts his stuff, so why should?
Oh yeah, MLH is a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And the people here will understand. I'm sure the haters won't get what I'm saying, but here's the Scott I know. Going back to one of his court cases, during the summer, I actually had a case I was dealing with the same day, something totally small, irrelevant, and right after he got out of his case, while he was still dealing with all the people around there and stuff, he called me to check to see how my thing went. And I know he had more important things to be doing, and more on his mind than what the hell was going on with me. But he took the time to go out of his way to call me and check in and see how things were going for my life. And that's pretty cool.
Costs $0 to be a good person.
Yeah. It takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile.
Okay, yeah, but I like to frown. I didn't like that one.
Come on. Is it always about money? Come on. Does it have to be money? No, I think it's something that most people in this community that have had some direct contact with Scott would probably agree and be able to tell their own story about, because that's not unusual.
Yeah.
To have that happen.
I don't know, Scott.
Oh my God. Are you kidding?
I'm still.
You guys want to hear how funny Lisa is?
Yeah, we want to know what she
Definitely.
said.
She just looked at me and says, "I don't know, honey. I'm still pissed that he never finished our bathroom."
You should be, Lisa. It's uncalled for.
Yeah, you should be for sure.
In fact, Lisa, I would say you should probably hold his Christmas bonus until he comes and finishes it.
Oh, good idea.
Ooh, you bought the car. You can download the app and just remote turn it off.
Oh my God, did you hear that? Because you bought the car, you've got the app for it. You can just actually remotely access that car and just shut it down on his ass. You could. You should see the Julia Roberts smile she has on her face.
Yeah, Lisa's my kind of girl.
Yeah. She is focused on a goal now. And just for all the rest of us, do that when he's driving on like whatever interstate he was on tonight in traffic. Do it right then. Oh my God. Yeah. But I don't know. I look at different examples that these people could draw from to experience a whole different experience here, and they're just not willing to do it.
Nope.
They're not willing to see it.
Nope.
I mean, Jay down in Florida.
Is there any new update on him?
Yeah, he's got his next court date is first week of January, and he has most of his information done and submitted and ready for that. I did some proofing for him. He's nailing it, and things are moving along very, very well. And I lean on him as an example for any of these haters, that if they really want to understand who Scott is, they'll look at that situation with Jay and Kalen.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, what he did was amazing. He didn't do things for him per se. He didn't go in and pull a bunch of legal tricks or anything else, and didn't write a bunch of stuff out to hold his hand going into a courtroom or anything else. But he inspired him to recognize that he had the ability to take action that was going to be necessary and beneficial to him, and gave him different ideas on how to do things. And some of the stuff you guys are all familiar with, as far as what he did as far as getting a not so great attorney out of the way and all that. But to listen to Jay talk about what Scott means to him, and then and in the context of what those guys have been through for the last 4 years, to be able to come out of this and have still such a positive outlook on things, and the understanding that things have finally kind of turned the corner for them. And a lot of it has to do with Scott kind of lighting the fire and getting some action going and doing the crazy shit that I mean, he dressed up in a dress and gaudy makeup and went out and yelled at people in the highway, and yelled at some of the cops, the idiot cops that were down there, and just really did DOA. That's what he did. That nothing he did down there, for those of us that knew him and followed him, none of that stuff surprised us. It didn't, because that's what we expect. And it was effective, and it's going to work out real well for him. But to hear Jay talk about it, it's pretty cool. It really is. And I just wish more people could, not be, convinced to join some sour hate train and then not see it. So I think a lot of that stuff is happening with this community as well. There's so many things that are just, I mean, some of the stuff that he does that's funny is genuinely funny. I mean, when somebody can make you laugh like that over just the goofiest things, that's worth something. Yeah. So, anyhow. Well, I don't know how long you guys want to hang out. I mean, I'm a night person. I can hang up for a long time. Oh, Scott, thanks for putting those up. The that reminded me the glasses today. That was hilarious. I mean, that's some funny stuff. Great example of something that a whole lot more people should have been able to enjoy, that kind of laughter, than what did.
I thought Doofy riding a horse was pretty good.
Yeah, that works. I mean, it's and I'll also tell you that Zella must be really thirsty here, really, really hungry. I don't know what they posted, but they posted something on their channel after they left here, tagged me in it. So that ought to be interesting. It ought to be.
Well, it's nice to be content.
Yeah, I wish we could get royalties, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
For the 13 cents that they make off of YouTube. I wish we could get, a couple pennies out of it. Because they really
the
don't.
least MLH could do is maybe send me $1.50 so I could grab a hot dog and a Coke next time I go to Costco.
That's true.
You just
Mhm.
get it for free at the car dealership.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you get hooked up there. Pay attention, man.
Oh. I wonder if I have to go test drive a car in order to get the hot dog. Or
I hear if you go to Tesla, they've got upgraded to kielbasa sausage sandwiches instead of just hot dogs. Higher level stuff.
I don't know that I would ever eat anything at a Tesla dealership.
No, I don't think I would either, but
Probably has fucking computer chips in it or some shit.
I would expect more than a hot dog, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to give you more than a hot dog.
you know what I wouldn't buy?
What's that?
I wouldn't buy a used Mercedes or a BMW for that matter.
No, BMWs are so expensive to fix.
And most of the people that buy new BMWs and Mercedes, they keep them just up till the warranty's out, and some of them are maintained well, but most of my experience with those cars is as soon as they get to the end of their warranty is when you start having issues.
Yeah.
My uncle was a Volvo guy, and when I grew up in Pennsylvania, he was a Volvo guy, and the only problem with that was the only place that he could take his Volvo to get serviced, because none of the local garages knew anything about Volvos. Too expensive to work on, too hard to work on, couldn't get parts or anything else. The closest Volvo place was in Pittsburgh, and that was an hour and a half away. So anything that needed done, he had to go an hour and a half away. But I'm trying to remember what Vaughn said about the Mercedes stuff. What did she call them? Something, a Benz or something else. And she said Mercedes, but then she said Benz and something else. And it's like she didn't know that a Benz was a Mercedes. It was almost like she said a Mercedes or a Benz.
That's not surprising, honestly.
Yeah. So just, I don't know why. I guess we're talking about weird cars, expensive, repair cars, but it was hilarious that she, I mean, it sounded like she really thought that there were two different vehicles.
She thought Mercedes and Benz are two different car manufacturers.
Yes.
Yeah, one manufactured the right side of her brain and the other manufactured the left. Jesus Christ.
As long as she
Go ahead.
Well, as long as she has the dealership sweep the car, then I think she's good, no matter what brand it is.
I can just tell you a little trick, Vaughn, to keep in the back of your head. Just remember that as long as they have 4 tires, it doesn't matter.
They're even better if they have 5 tires.
Doesn't matter at all. As long as they have 4 tires, you're good. You call it whatever you want. And see, Vaughn, that's why it's so easy. That's why we always talk about you. You give us so much to talk about. Falls into any category. Anyhow, yeah, I don't know. I'll probably get off of here, guys.
I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, unless we got anything else to go through, or
thanks for coming up, Auntie. It was nice, nice having you on here. Seeing you.
You just randomly sent me a link.
Yeah, I did. I just kind of said, "Hey, I'm going to send Auntie a link and put her on the spot," and she was eating food and had to wait and all that stuff.
It was good too. I scarfed that shit down though.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to come up, and I hope you're liking the kind of the format and the content of the channel. And I feel like
you're doing a great job.
I think you fit into it. Thank you. I think you fit into it really well. Just being able to put some perspective on things, and give some really good analysis of stuff that we face. And I appreciate you and I appreciate White Snake a lot. And
Thanks.
the one thing I want to say is I'm a ways off on just being able to put the StreamYard link into the chat. I could do that now, but there are certain protections that I want to make sure are in place before I do that.
Yeah.
So in order for anybody to come up on the panel, I need to be able to contact them. So if I don't have your contact information, it's going to be a little while before I can have you come up on the panel. But if I have your contact information and you want to do a panel, come up on the panels, please reach out. Because I mean, I want to offer the opportunity to everybody to come up and be comfortable doing it. You know, Scott from NYC, I think you do a great job when you're up on the panels. And there's a lot of other people here that I haven't seen or heard up on a panel that I hope they consider coming up and doing it. So like I said, if I don't have a way to contact you and you really want to do the panel, reach out to, either in chat, let me know, or whatever, and we'll try to get the connection going there. Juju, I'll figure it out. I think the easiest way that I can think of is I'm going to try to see about getting my email put on the channel. I'm not sure which one I want to use or how I want to do that, but I'll try to do something like that. That kind of opens me up to some questionable situations. So I'm not a big fan of that, but I think that we may be able to work around a lot of these because I think a lot of people communicate with others, and there's probably a bit of a web that we can go through to, like if you talk to Auntie, for example, you can let her know and she'll reach out to me because we're in contact. So, but I really want to do that. AJ, I'll do that anytime you're ready to go. I would love that. I'll hit my mute button from start to finish. I'll just sit here and enjoy it.
I promise. Unhinged.
Yeah, just let it fly too.
I'd love to see AJ up.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
Maybe
and she knows I'm serious.
Maybe Mr. Jennings, and it'd be cool to have Direwolf jump in maybe too.
Yeah, I'm going to work on that one pretty soon. I haven't even talked to him. I don't even know if he knows I have a channel going yet. I'm not sure.
Holly, I am healed. Thank you for asking. You just watched the first Wicked. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I hope everybody has a good Christmas. I know this time of year can be hard for some. It's not easy for me. And I think Christmas is a lot more about, it's not what it's been made out to be. I'll just say that, it's, there's a lot more important things that should be appreciated this time of year. And I hope everybody gets a chance to take a minute and just enjoy your time. I don't know how many people know Greg Biffle and his family. He was a NASCAR champion. About 4 days ago, their plane crashed with him and his family on it, and it just reminded me that it doesn't matter what you have, how much you have, or what your status is. We can be here 1 minute and gone the next. We all leave here the same, So
yeah, no doubt.
I don't mean to bring a dark light on things, but it just is what it is. It just reminded me that some of this shit doesn't really matter at all when it comes down to it, and what's important is what's important.
Is there is there anybody here that has the connection, that has the ability to talk with Juju?
I think she has my email.
Juju, do you have Auntie's email?
She just said, I think I have Auntie's email. I believe we've emailed before.
Or anybody else? Text or email or otherwise? Because now I'm intrigued. The Cajun Night Before Christmas.
It's really good.
I'm not familiar, but I'm intrigued by it. Well, hurry up, Juju. We don't have all night. For Pete's sakes, what are you doing? No, I'm kidding. Got some good folks that come in here and hang out in this community. I really appreciate some of the quality actions and input people have.
Definitely some awesome people.
Juju, email me real quick and I'll shoot you a link.
And, you know, if anybody, I'm going to bring it up again. If anybody's joined us that wasn't here earlier, you know, if at all able, you guys, anybody's able to help out Z a little bit with some fuel, I believe you'll be rewarded with brownie points for your kindness in doing so. So
Santa
that'd be
will
nice.
Santa will leave an extra candy cane for you.
Yeah, you might get a chocolate chip cookie instead of a lump of coal.
So that's Ratherby. That's something that I have no issues with. Anybody that has contact with me right now, I don't mind sharing contact information within the group and stuff, because I trust that the people that are in here are good people, and I appreciate them and have no problem being in contact with them. But if you guys again have any desire to come up on this panel and stuff, try to work the networks to, the networking to get that information so we can get the links out and stuff without going public with it just yet. As soon as I get stuff in place that I can protect, the channel, I will do that, and we don't have to worry about it. But I'm not sure how soon that's going to happen. I'll try to make it happen as quickly as I can, but and the reason for it is because part of the hate, part of the whole hate group, the hate train, in their infinite wisdom, decided that I was porn bombing people, and just in retaliation, I'm sure somebody's going to.
You barely know how to work your phone, just in case people were wondering.
I swear to God, you can ask Auntie; she can tell you how damn dumb I am with some of this stuff.
You're not dumb. You're just old.
I am old,
and that's fine. Yeah.
I don't mind that either. When I was younger, I was pretty damn good at this stuff, but I was better than most. But I just don't want to have that happen, So that's why I'm being somewhat protective of it, just because I'm familiar with their tactics and what they do. Yeah, that's a great example of some of the dumb shitness they come up with. Is they think that I porn bomb somebody. It's like, whatever.
Or that you're remotely controlling cameras.
Yeah. And hacking phones and controlling mirrors and all the above.
Harvesting bots.
Yeah, bots and 50 and producing 50 alts a day.
Yeah.
You need
because you have time for that, right?
AJ, you're gonna have to explain that to me, okay? I kind of know what you're talking about and what the purposes are and what have you, but as far as making something like that happen and how and when to apply it. Auntie, are you seeing that from Juju that the email didn't go through?
Oh, she said the email didn't go through?
Yeah, just now. Anybody, Juju, is there anybody else you communicate with in here, texting or otherwise, that might have a connection to me too? I really want to hear this Cajun Night Before Christmas. Wait, please grab photos outside the courthouse if you chose. Who chose? What did I miss there?
I can't find it either. So.
What about DOA email? We'd need him involved in it, and he's not here. So, contrary to popular belief, I don't control his email or text or anything else. So. Oh, okay, that's funny, Scott. I have been so tempted to put out some really generous offers for that to happen, to have that person show up somewhere. How I put a generous offer out just to have them talk on a panel sometime. You know, that's what I hear, Scott. There's quite a resemblance there. Maybe Juju can just post it so we can see. Yeah. Well, that sucks. What is today? Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Juju, there's your challenge. Get a hold of somebody that has. Check again, Anthony.
I'm looking right now.
If we can't make it happen tonight, then that's your challenge, Juju. Get a hold of somebody and get my information from them. I don't want to expose anybody's personal information in this chat because we all know where that goes. I'm not going to give them the satisfaction. But if we can get a backroom connection, yeah, it'd be great. Don't yawn in the middle of a stream. What is wrong with you? I'll be wearing a yellow shirt with an avocado green suit and tie. Dreamscape, you're probably exactly right, too. Still tomorrow for Christmas Eve for me.
So when was Dad Aunt flying into LA?
Hey, Juju, can you send an email to the Shickers email? SHICKERSH @gmail. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, White Snake.
Why are you
No, you're
blocked?
good.
Why are you blocked? What do you mean you're blocked? Don't come in here lying. Why are we blocked? Who's blocked?
Oh, did you put the @gmail.com? It won't let you put an email unless you're a mod, Taylor.
What did you say?
What did I say?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
He was trying to put in chat that Juju could email the Shickers email, but he was putting the whole email. And unless you're a mod, you can't put a full email address. Like it won't let you put @gmail.com or whatever. Only mods can.
Okay. Try it again.
He said this is why I never try to be helpful. Whatever, Taylor.
Try it again, big boy. I know you're here to be a.
And you just talked yourself into a wrench there, buddy.
There you go. Like it or not. I need to get him up in the back end of the StreamYard thing for a while. Teach me how to do this.
I can't read chat. Is that Jennings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hello. Hello to you and Miss Hippo.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
There you go. Scott did it.
I was gonna say this isn't vertical, so it should be able to take links. I'm not sure why it isn't. Hey, Hippo. Good to see you.
Mm.
I'm not here. Fair enough. You're missing a great time. Auntie just lit this joint up a while ago. Y'all missed it. Coming in hard with the brilliance, humor, all the above.
I'm not funny.
Not at all.
I'm funny looking. Just kidding.
That's
I'll
all
say
right.
this: I appreciate all of you, and I'm very honored to be a part of a great thing. It's pretty impressive what can be achieved when um, a group of real people get together and make something happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
100%. And it's fun a lot of times. We all need more fun.
That's what it's supposed to be about.
Thanks,
I
Dastardly.
appreciate you not lurking here. Good quality presence is great. But yeah, I don't know.
All right, Taylor, check the email.
Check the email. We got a swap out going here. This is fun. Yeah, while you guys are getting that coordinated out and everything, I'll just say to everybody here and everybody listening, whether you want to hear it from me or not, I hope everybody has a really nice Christmas. I hope you do whatever it is that you do and have a great time doing it, and you get everything out of it that you want to get out of it, and then you have a nice New Year's too. It's hard to believe we're hitting 2026 in a week.
Mhm.
Blows my mind, but I want to extend every good wish that I can to all you guys. You've shown some really amazing resilience, and really heartfelt stuff has been put out through this community, and it really has restored, very honestly, has restored my faith in what this country produces and what the people in this country, when they're good folks gathered, can do. Just like what White Snake said, I couldn't agree with that more. So
Yep.
I'm waiting for Juju to pop up here.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and jump off. I want to go grab another bite to eat.
All right.
You all have a great Christmas, and hopefully we'll get to do this again sometime.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
you
will.
too, dude.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, David. I appreciate you, and glad you got this going.
Yeah. I appreciate you always.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Yeah.
Bye. She said her email isn't working.
It's not.
Did you get hacked? I blame David if you got hacked.
I don't think I did. Uh-oh. You're more than welcome to do whatever you need to do from wherever you need to do it. Just, I'll say that. Good night, Merry Christmas, y'all. Juju, are you not going to be able to to get it make it happen here?
She said her email isn't working.
Okay. Try it again. Is the link not working or your email not working?
Taylor said check now, Juju.
Juju says I'm here. All right, Juju, if you can see that. Taylor got the email and he sent the link back. I got to find out how much it costs to hire a good producer like that to come in and handle these things. Although I got a pretty good one sitting right next to me on the stage here, so even though she mutes her mic too many times for me,
I just do a couple of things.
I'm
Nothing
supposed
crazy.
I'm supposed to be the one muting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how simple this is, but also how
Oh man.
kind of weird little techie corners and stuff you got to navigate through to make it work right. I mean, like I said, there's not that much to it, but just one. Well, like the other night, I kicked myself out, and I still really don't have any idea how I did that. It was just a matter of like dragging a mouse across something.
Yeah.
There we go. Success. Juju.
Can you hear me?
There you are.
We certainly can. Welcome.
Sorry for all the trouble.
No trouble at all. That was fantastic.
I don't know why my email wasn't going through.
Yeah. It's
I tried on two different emails.
yeah.
So
it's DOA's fault. You know that.
it is. Yeah,
Hey, come on.
he's always causing trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he's known for.
Yeah.
You know.
Thank you, Taylor.
I'm a victim now, I guess too. Shit.
You know, I hear there's a train depot around every corner, so just hop on that hate train anytime.
Yeah, he just, they hear him coming through with the RV, and they just know it's time to get on side the road. You know.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
It is ridiculous.
Yeah, how many stops that train can make, and how quickly it can jump on and grab a hold and never get flung off in a tunnel or anything. You know, no, but. So.
Okay, so all this trouble and for me to read y'all a story, a bedtime story.
I think it's perfect.
All right, y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm muting, just so you know.
Okay, this is the Cajun night before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, they don't have a thing past, not even a mouse. Then cheering, they nuzzle, good snug on the floor, and Mama passed the pepper through the crack in the dough. Then Mama in the fireplace done roast up the ham, sit down the gumbo and make the baked yam. Then out by the bayou, they get such a clatter, make them those sounds like Boudreaux done fall off the ladder. I run like a rabbit to go get the dough, trip off the dog and fall on the floor. And I look out, doing through the light of the moon, and I say, "Man, you crazy, or you got old too soon." He's talking to Santa Claus. Santa Claus is in a bayou in a pirogue boat, and it's being pulled by alligators. Okay, got the picture? Okay, because they're on the bayou. When you stretch out your neck stiff, there a alligator pulling the skiff. And a little red drover with a long pole stick I knew right away, got to be old Saint Nick. Me faster, the gator they come. He whistled and he hollered, them dang alligator by name. A Gaston, a get Thibault, a Pierre, a Elsie, Gay, Ninette, G, Suzette, Celeste, and Renee. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, make crawl that alligator, and he sure be you don't want to fall. Like Tante Flo, cat, she run to the treetop, he fly. When the big old hound dog come and run his ass by. Like like that up on the porch, the old gator they climb with their skiff full of toy on St. Nicholas behind. Then on top of the porch roof, it sounds like they hawk when all them big gator done sat down. Wait, I made a mistake. Then up on the top of the porch roof, they sound they hit their tail when them alligator done sat down their tail. Then down the chimney, I yell with a bam, and Saint Nick fall and he sit on the yam. Sacre, he claimed. My pant done got hole. I done got myself on them red hot coal. He got on his foot and he jumped like the cat out to the floor where he laying with a splat. He was dressed in muskrat from his head to his foot, and his clothes are all dirty with ashes and soot. A sack full of playthings he throw on his back. He took them burglars and he looked like a burglar, and that's for a fact. His eyes, how they shine. His dimple, how merry. Maybe he done drink the wine from the blackberry. His cheek was like rose, like cherry. On second thought, maybe he lap up the sherry. With snow white chin whisker and quivering belly, he shook when he laughed like the strawberry jelly. But a wink in his eye and a shook of his head make my confidence that I don't got to be scared. He done no more talking, got straight to his work. Put the playthings in the sock, and then he turned with a jerk. Okay. He put out his hands there on top of his head, because his eye on the chimney, and there he done said, with all that fire on them burning hot flame, may I ain't going back up that way that I came. So he ran out the door and he climbed to the roof. He ain't no fool. Him for to make one more goof. He jump up on his skiff, crack the big whip. The gator them move down and down with a slip. And I hear him shout loud as he's splashing when he go. Merry Christmas to all, until I saw y'all some more. The end.
That's amazing.
Okay. Got some
That was so worth the wait. That was fantastic, Juju.
Did y'all understand it?
Oh yeah.
I did.
You didn't?
I did.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you in Texas. You ought to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I lived for a long time in the South. I had no problem understanding that. That was
Well,
great.
Merry
that was-
Christmas, everybody. I know it's late. Everybody's wore out. Been a long, crazy, stressful, wackadoodle day.
Mhm.
But
we're sadly getting used to those, aren't we?
was Lisa listening?
Yes, she was.
Okay. Hi, Lisa.
She smiled the whole time. She thought it was fantastic.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna let y'all go. Say good night and Merry Christmas to everybody.
You
Merry
too, Juju.
Christmas.
I love you guys.
Love you too.
All
That was
right.
amazing. I thank you so much for doing that. That was so cool.
No problem.
That's the
Bye-bye.
best thing on my channel yet.
Okay.
So cool.
All right, guys. Good night.
Night there. That was awesome.
That was really good.
That was worth every second of messing around to get that, to make that happen.
That's all I was trying. I've heard that like a couple times.
Yeah. I've never heard it. That was very neat. So, well, with that, I don't think we can have a better ending for the night and for this stream. And I really appreciate everybody being in here. And if we don't get together tomorrow at all, you guys all have a very Merry Christmas and enjoy and love the family and the spirit of it all, and make it mean something, and bring it back, and we'll do it some more. So, and
Yeah.
Auntie, thanks so much for coming up. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So,
It's always fun hanging out.
absolutely. All right, there you go. Dismount police, figure it out. You know, throw
Peace
the
out,
numbers out.
bitches.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Good night, y'all. Appreciate it.
Bye.